Hi there, welcome to Eduretics, where we make your high school life simple. This is the Digital SAT Math Further Practice Series, and this is ideal for those of you who are done with the SAT Suite question bank as well as the mock tests, and you're looking for more practice resources to solidify your concepts further, or you still have some doubts left and you need some more practice. This is the ideal series for you. Make sure you practice each question yourself, like try it yourself first before looking at the solution, and if possible, do it in a timed manner. Okay, track your times. So let's begin. Question number 1. Suppose m is equal to 3 times 8 raised power negative 2 and n is equal to 5 times 8 raised power negative 2. What is the value of m minus n? So a standard exponents question. M, that is equal to 3 over 8 squared, because 8 raised power negative 2, that means 1 over 8 squared. N is equal to 5 over 8 squared, again with the same logic. Now if we do m minus n, that means 3 minus 5 over 8 squared, which is negative 2 over 64 or negative 1 over 32. That's a simplified answer, and that's option B. Let's go ahead. Question number 2. If x is equal to negative 1, which of the following is the least in value? Okay, so they've given x as negative 1, and in the options, as you can see, they've raised the x to different powers. Okay, so let's be very clear about the negative 1 exponents and see the rule. So whenever, let's say x is negative 1, so if x raised power n, if n is odd, x is raised to an odd power, result would be negative. If n is even, an even power, then result would be positive when x is negative 1. Okay, so let's look at option A. Negative x, that means negative of x raised power negative 1. Okay, this is what they've given in the option. So negative 1 raised power negative 1, so power raised to the power negative, that means this will go into the denominator. Minus 1 over negative 1 raised power 1. This whole thing goes to the denominator. Okay, and this power becomes positive. Okay, so now what do we get? Negative 1 over negative 1, which is a negative 1. Option A is negative 1. Option B, x raised power negative 2 or 1 upon x squared. X is a negative 1, but the power is even, so that will become positive. Positive 1 again. So x squared is positive 1. Okay. And this is not going to be negative 1. Sorry, my mistake. Option A is going to be positive 1, because this here is a negative 1, this here is a negative 1. They'll cancel each other out. So this is a positive 1 again. Option C, negative 2 times x raised power negative 2. That means the negative 2 will stay as it is. X raised power negative 2, that will go in the denominator as x squared. And x is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1. So the answer is a negative 2. Option C is a negative 2. Option D, 2 times x raised power negative 2. That means 2 over x squared. X is negative 1, squared, positive 1. 2 over positive 1 is a positive 2. So the least value is option C. Option C is the lowest one. Okay, let's go ahead. Question number 3. If m is equal to p over q squared and n is equal to q over p raised to the power negative 2, what is the value of m over n? Okay, going by the question statement and the expressions, it looks like a complicated one, and even the options, a few are looking complicated with powers and fractions. Okay, so m is p over q squared. Okay, there's nothing more to be done in this expression yet. In n we can do something. Q over p raised to the power negative 2. The negative power can be changed into positive. Let's see what expression we get. So if a raised to the power negative b is written, we write that as 1 upon a raised to the power b. Similar to this, we'll write 1 upon q over p raised to the power 2. Now, how do we write this as a simple fraction, this whole thing? This is nothing but fraction division. So whenever you divide a fraction, let's say 1 divided by, that's what this is, 1 divided by q over p squared. Okay, so whenever this kind of a division is there, what do? We turn this into multiplication with the right word fraction turn into a reciprocal. So 1 multiplied by P over Q squared. So that's what this becomes, P over Q squared. This is the simplified thing. So this is exactly the same as M. N and M are equal. So what is the value of M over N? It's simply a 1, option B. No complicated options like C or D. So make sure you get the expression right. You get the simplified expression of N right. Then only you'll land at this option. Otherwise, it might look very obvious, or it might look indicative that one of option C or D would be correct, looking at these expressions, like at the outset. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Question number 4. In a car dealership, all of the vehicles are either a sedan or an SUV. If 36 sedans are sold and 36 SUVs are added, there would be an equal number of sedans and SUVs. If 8 SUVs are sold and 8 sedans are added, there will be twice as many sedans as SUVs. How many sedans were sold at the dealership before any vehicle was sold? How many sedans were at the dealership before any vehicle was sold? So let's assume this is a car dealership. So initially, let's assume the number of sedans is X and the number of SUVs is Y. Okay. The first scenario, if 36 sedans are sold, so if they're sold, X would reduce by 36, the number of sedans, and 36 SUVs are added, there will be an equal number of sedans and SUVs after that. So equal number of sedans and SUVs, so 36 SUVs added, that means Y plus 36. So what does this give us? This gives us an equation, Y is equal to X minus 72. This is your first equation. What's the second equation? If 8 SUVs are sold, so X minus 8, and 8 sedans are added. Okay, sorry, made a mistake here. It's not X minus 8 because in the second scenario, the SUVs are getting sold. So if 8 SUVs are sold, that means Y minus 8, and 8 sedans are added, X plus 8. There will be twice as many sedans as SUVs. So the number of sedans, which is the right hand side, will be twice of the left hand side, Y minus 8. Okay, these two equations are given. Let's simplify the second equation as well. 2y minus 16 is equal to x plus 8. 2y minus 16. So y is equal to x over 2 plus 16 plus 8 is 24 over 2 is 12. This is the second equation. Okay. So now these two equations we have, no need to solve them. Let's head straight to DESMOS for quicker solving. So first equation, y is equal to x minus 72. Okay. Second equation, let's zoom out a bit to see where is it passing. Okay. Second equation is y is equal to x over 2 plus 12. Y is equal to x over 2 plus 12. From here we find the answer, the point of intersection. That's 168, 96. X, y, 168, 96. So 168 is X, which is sedans. 96 is SUVs. So 168 sedans, that means they're asking us the number of sedans initially. That's option D, 168. So this was a combination of some mathematical solving manually and then a quick use of DESMOS to finish this off early. Okay, let's go for the next one. Question number 5. A car averages 18 miles per gallon of gas for city driving and 27 miles per gallon of gas for highway driving. What is the total number of gallons of gas needed to drive 6x miles in the city and 18x miles on the highway? Okay, total number of gallons of gas. That's what they're asking. Okay, so 18 miles per gallon taken for city driving. So in city they've given us 6x miles. Okay, so how many gallons would be needed? 6x over 18. 6x over 18, that's the number of gallons consumed for driving in the city. Okay, because this is the total distance driven in the city. This is the number of kilometers driven per gallon. So this fraction will give you the number of gallons consumed in total. Okay, 6x over 18 plus for highway, it's 18x over 27. So basically we're breaking this 18x down into units of 27 kilometers each, because each 27 kilometers would take 1 gallon of gas. Let's add these two. 6x over 18, x over 3. 18x over 27, 2x over 3. 3x over 3, or simply x. Option A. That's the correct one. Okay. Let's go for the next one. David used 1/10 of his monthly salary for groceries and 3/18 of his remaining money for his car payment. He also paid twice as much money for rent as for his car payment. If David has $1,620 left after paying for groceries, car payment and rent, how much is his monthly salary? Okay, a lot of fractions and a lot of distribution of the salary over different expenses. So let's see where how much each gets, how much each expense incurs. Okay, so David used 1/10 of his monthly salary. Let's say monthly salary is x dollars. So 1/10 x over 10 for groceries. Okay, 3/18 of his remaining money for his car payment. Okay, so 3/18 of remaining, 9x over 10 is the remaining one, and 3/18 of this for the car payment. He also paid twice as much money for rent as for his car payment. So this goes for car payment, CP. For rent, twice of this. So 9x over 10 times 3 over 9. Why 3 over 9? Because 3 over 18 multiplied by 2. That's a 3 over 9. Okay, simplified that. So this is groceries, car payment, rent. These three things. If he does all these payments, he's still left with 1,620. So the equation becomes x over 10 plus 9x over 10 times 3 over 18 plus 9x over 10 times 3 over 9 plus 1,620 is equal to x. Okay, let's simplify these. 3 times 6 and 3 times 2, 3 times 3, then this and this cancelled. So we have x over 10 plus 3x over 20 plus 3x over 10 plus 1,620 is equal to x. Okay, 3x over 10 plus 3x over 20 and x over 10. Let's take 20 as the common denominator. 2x plus 3x plus 6x, this one, plus 1,620 is equal to x. 2x plus 3x, 5x plus 6x, 11x. 11x over 20 plus 1,620 is equal to x. So x minus 11x over 20 is equal to 1,620. 9x over 20 is 1,620. X is equal to 1,620. Excuse my handwriting. X is equal to 20 times 1,620 over 9. So 9 times 1, 9 times 1 is a 9. 72. 9 times 8 is 72. 180 times 20. $3,600. This is the monthly salary that David gets. Okay, we got this by solving this. So option D, the only simple looking option with no extra numbers, 2 zeros at the end. Rest all of them have some complex digits. Okay, so let's go ahead to the next one. Okay, if mod of negative x squared is equal to 9, what is a possible value of x? Looks like a pretty obvious question. So let's try option A, which looks the most obvious. I do negative of negative 3, this thing squared, because negative x, then a negative outside, and then a mod. So negative of negative 3 is a positive 3 squared is a 9, negative 9, absolute value is a positive 9. That's simply option A. That's the correct one. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead. Question number 8. If 3x plus 6 over 5 is equal to 2x plus 5 over 3, then what is the correct value of x? Okay. These kind of equations can be solved in two ways. One way is to get everything on one side and equate it to a 0. We can do that by subtracting a 2x plus 5 over 3 on both sides. So on the left hand side you get 3x plus 6 over 5 minus 2x plus 5 over 3 is equal to 0. One way is this, and now we do fraction subtraction. So 5 and 3, the lowest common multiple or the common denominator is 15. 5 times 3, so this also times 3. So 9x plus 18. 9x plus 18 minus 3 times 5, so this also times 5. 10x minus 25 is equal to 0. Now you can forget about this 15, because when it goes to the other side, or simply multiply both sides with a 15, and this cancel, this becomes a 0. 9x minus 10x, that's a negative x. 18 minus 25, that's a negative 7, is equal to 0. So x is equal to a negative 7. How? You add a positive 7 on both sides. This and this cancelled. Negative x is equal to 7. So x is negative 7. That's the answer. Okay. So option B. What is the other way of solving this? The other way is to do cross multiplication, something called cross multiplication. That's another way or methodology of solving equations. So that means you simply multiply a 3 on both sides to get rid of the 3 in the denominator on the right hand side. So we'll be getting rid of things one by one on both sides. So let me write it properly. So 3x plus 6 multiplied by a 3 over 5 is equal to 2x plus 5 over 3 multiplied by a 3. 3 and 3 cancelled here, and this 3 remains. Then you multiply both sides with a 5. This 5 cancels, so 3 times 3 is 9x plus 18 is equal to 10x plus 25. So send 25 to this side, 9x to this side. Negative 7 is equal to 10x minus 9x, which is x. X is negative 7. This is the second way of doing it. Then what is the third way? Let's see. The third and the quickest method is DESMOS. Go straight ahead to DESMOS, just simply write this, but in a different way. In the way like remove this equal to sign, get both the expressions on the left hand side and equal it to a 0. Like that you can write. Let's see on DESMOS. Okay, so let's write the expression 3x plus 6, don't forget the brackets, 3x plus 6 over 5 minus 2x plus 5 over 3, and you have the graph of the line. Where does it cut the x-axis? Where basically the y is equal to 0. Let's see. Click on the line and it shows the point negative 7, 0. X is equal to negative 7 is the point where this equation goes to 0, which is what we need. So this can be solved in like some 5-6 seconds using DESMOS. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Question number 9. If for an integer a, 3x squared is equal to 2a, then what is the value of 3x minus a times 3x plus a in terms of a? Okay, a classic question where you need to make use of identities. This expression must ring a bell. 3x minus a times 3x plus a. So anytime you're given something like b minus c times b plus c, check by multiplying you'll get b squared minus c squared, straight, b squared minus c squared. So according to that, here in this case, 3x minus a times 3x plus a, that is 3x squared minus a squared. 3x squared, that is 9x squared minus a squared, and 3x squared is basically 2a. This means this is 3 times 3x squared minus a squared. Now 3x squared is 2a, this thing is 2a, so 2a times 3, 6a minus a squared. That's the expression, option D. Okay, simple equivalent expressions question. That's what this is. Okay, let's go for the next one. Question number 10. Let x and y be non-zero real numbers if 2xy is equal to 7 times m plus n and 2 times m plus n is equal to 8. What is the value of x in terms of y? Okay, the question may not exactly ring a bell immediately, but we'll need to do some manipulations in the given expressions to get to where we want to. Okay, so let's say the first expression, 2xy is equal to 7 times m plus n. Okay, now they're asking us the value of x in terms of y. So we basically need an expression where there are just two variables, x and y. M and n are eliminated. Okay, and what is the value of m plus n? M plus n is basically extracted from here. M plus n is equal to 8 over 2 or 4. Simple. Because 2 times m plus n. So m plus n is equal to 8 over 2, which is a 4. So 2xy is equal to 7 times 4. That is 28. 7 times 4. Xy is equal to 14. X in terms of y, x is equal to 14 over y. That is the answer. Option A. This is the answer. Okay. So with this, we wrap up the first part of the algebra further practice quiz. Okay. Stay tuned for the next part and make sure you're solving all these problems. Like best is to solve them in a timed manner. Like as soon as you see the question, pause the video, try it yourself, and then look at the solution if you need it. Or you can skip to the next question. Okay, through the chapters option. So make sure you keep practicing. This series is going to be like the last final step of your revision. So if you're doing it near the SAT date, that's actually going to help. Okay. So, and if there are any doubts, any questions, post them in the comments. Let me know. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye. Yeah.